गुड मॉर्निंग। आज हमारा 19th डे मेडिटेशन का। we'll just starting meditation right away. हम मेडिटेशन से बिगिन करेंगे and then Pradeep is going to join us, so we'll then end meditation in 20 minutes. So I would ask all of you to drink water. Cross your legs, clasp your fingers, keep it in your lap. Take your steps out and just gently close your eyes and connect to your breath. Take some deep, soft, natural inhales and then natural, deep, soft exhales. सांस अंदर लीजिए और सांस बाहर लाइए. And just stay with your breath while I am sharing the music.
My dear masters and my dear gods of India and the whole of the world, now we are all going into meditation. I request everybody to sit quietly, either on the floor or on the chairs. If you are sitting on the chairs, kindly cross your feet. My dear masters and my dear gods and my dear friends of India and the whole of the world, now we are going into meditation. Cross your feet, clasp your hands, cross your fingers, close your eyes and be with your breath. Don't chant any mantra whatsoever. Darken your room, switch off your lights, bring the curtains down, make the room as dark as possible. Switch off all cell phones and external disturbances. You can take the support of the wall, back of the chair, sit comfortably. Sit as relaxedly as possible, my dear friends. Don't chant any mantra. No sounds in the mouth. We are not Hindus now, we are not Muslims, we are not Christians, we are not anything. We are just human beings out to go into meditation. The breath is the way for meditation. Be with your breath. Normal, natural, easy, soft breathing. Don't think about your family or your society or your friends. Forget the past and forget the future. Be with your breath. In the mighty present, the mind has to become empty. That is the objective. When you are with the breath, the mind becomes empty. When you are with the breath, the mind becomes empty. When you are with the breath, the mind becomes empty. Let us sit with closed eyes for a long time. Let us go into meditation with beautiful music in the background. What a great thing meditation is, my dear friends, my dear masters, and my dear gods of India and the whole world. Nothing better than meditation. And coupled with music, nothing could be grander than that. My dear friends, don't entertain any form. The physical form of your guru should not come in your entry into meditation. Only the breath. Only the breath. Only the breath. My dear friends, don't open your eyes. If you open your eyes, the game is lost before you start. Don't open your eyes. Come what may. The point is to keep your eyes closed and be with the breath. You will hear nice music. Along with the music, kindly be with the breath. 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 Don't open your eyes. Be with the breath. Don't open your eyes. What a beautiful thing meditation is. Be with your breath. Don't open your eyes, my dear friends, my dear masters, and my dear gods. Don't open your eyes, my dear friends. Today is a great day. We are all in meditation. No thoughts whatsoever. The first great law of meditation says when you are with the breath, the mind becomes empty. When you are with the breath, the mind becomes empty. Don't chant any mantra. Don't bring in any Rama or any Krishna. Be with your breath. What a wonder! What a wonder! We are in deep meditation. No thoughts whatsoever. The mind is empty. Be with your breath, my dear friends.
Last 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Please keep both your hands, fingers on your eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Slowly open your eyes and your fingers. And bring it down. So today I welcome Pradeep for the first time on Pakistani Forum. And it's been a great, or I would say, gratitude. I'm full of gratitude, Pradeep, that you have accepted the invite and took time for us. I like to say, friends, Pradeep, he's been a great master. I've learned so much about him. So many of my confusions have gone only when I took Pradeep's 21 days of a meditation session and knowledge sharing last year. It's just changed my world and my concept. And once I was seeing a recording and where Pradeep was conducting silent retreat in India, and Patriji was there, and he once said that he is my guru, and I was like, who is this guy, and then having that kind of uh, appreciation from a great master is so I would say it's great. It's I would say is a bliss and a gratitude, and I'm not going to take a lot of time. I'm just handing over to Pradeep because I cannot when Pradeep will speak, I don't need to say much about how he is and who he is. So Pradeep, thank you and welcome, and forum is yours.
Okay. Thank you, Shailaji. Sabke liye namaskar. Good morning, friends. So this is the first time I'm coming into this forum, but Pakistan has been on my thoughts for many, many years. I always watch Pakistani news, and there is a natural concern to see what's happening around in Pakistan, because there is a brotherly feeling. And when I studied in Australia, Melbourne, I had many Pakistani friends who studied with me, very good friends. And I realized that we're all the same. And yeah, it's my pleasure. So even though I have conducted many sessions for overseas Pakistanis, especially in Paris, I think it was in the year 2018. So we did a few sessions in Paris organized by overseas Pakistani friends. This is the first time I'm reaching out to the people in Pakistan. Before I could continue, is it okay, Shailaji, that I'll have few introductions from the participants, just a few words,
Yes.
what they're looking for in life, and turning on the video, if possible, will be good, because it is not fair you let the person who is teaching to turn on the video and the rest of you are not turning on the video. I don't think it's fair. So if you can just quickly turn on the video for a few seconds and introduce yourself. Basically, the reason I'm asking is so that I can connect with you energetically, and based on that, the information flows. So I don't have a preset concepts to come and teach. When I come, I connect with the consciousness, and the consciousness flows through. So it is important that I connect with you energetically so that what you need in this given point of time comes through. Is it okay, Shailaji?
Yes, it is okay. I think participants are opening their videos.
Okay.
Kindly, all of you, please आप सब अपनी videos थोड़ी देर के लिए खोल लीजिए, so that Pradeep energetically आपसे connect कर लें.
Okay. So you can, do we need to unmute? So how the process is, or they can unmute themselves?
Oh, they can unmute themselves. I've given that option. And you want all of them to unmute?
One by one.
one by one. So kindly introduce yourself one by one. I think Essen is ready, so we can unmute. Essen, we can't see you. If you can switch on some, maybe your mobile light or something.
Yeah,
So,
this is what I'm.
so basically, to be short and sweet and precise, know what
Yes.
your name, what you do, and what you're looking for in life, and fundamentally, why are you in this session, in this meditation session? What are you looking for? Yes.
And make as concise as possible so that we spend more time hearing Pradeep's wisdom.
Anji,
Good morning.
good morning.
How are you, sir? This is Essen.
And where are you from, sir?
I'm from Karachi, Pakistan, and I basically have my own business in restaurant and technology area.
Okay,
And
great.
my reason to be doing meditation is forced to find peace within the chaos that's happening internally as well as externally. And I've been meditating for a while now. During COVID, I came to know about PSSM, and I've done a few sessions of meditation over the past, I think, more than a year now. So gradually getting into the groove of meditating. Yeah, so that's
Good,
pretty
sir.
much about.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank
So
you.
looking for peace. Okay, thanks. Next.
Next, Rabia, please unmute.
And also, if you can, Shailaj, if you can make me a co-host, I can also.
Oh, yes, please. Yes. I'm just aware.
I can also help you.
You are co-host now.
Yes. Yes, Rabia ji. I don't know
Hello,
if their names are.
this is Rabia here.
Yeah.
This is Rabia here. Yeah, and I'm looking for peace within and acceptance
Where
for
are you from?
anyone and
Where are
everyone.
you from? I'm basically.
Karachi.
Okay, Karachi. Okay. And what you do?
I'm a housewife.
Yeah, so good. Yes.
And two things I'm looking for through meditation: peace within and acceptance for everyone, anyone around you.
Acceptance from people around.
No, acceptance for.
Acceptance for people around. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, Ruth, please unmute.
Good morning.
Yeah, hi.
My name is Ruch. At this point in time, I'm a yoga teacher. I'm from Karachi, and I'm here essentially to connect to the source. That's really what I'm feeling these days. That's what I want to do, and to connect to acceptance as well. Quell some of my fears through just sitting, accepting, sitting in silence, being with myself. So this is why I'm here.
Good. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes,
Next.
Kamal. Yes, Kamal, unmute.
Hello, good morning, Pradeep. I heard a lot about you. I'm so happy that I'm able to see and talk to you in person. I'm living in Dubai. I'm in Abu Dhabi exactly. And I started meditation by Vipassana 2016. But I was on and off, and I was trying to find all different ways to to get into enlightenment, or to know the world, the life, and the reason and everything. And again and again, I'm coming back into meditation, and this is the only source. I find it very positive, and I'm here, and I'm progressing every day, bit by bit.
Okay. So you're looking for enlightenment, self-realization.
Exactly.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
So next we
This-
can mute Bisma.
Bisma, you like to
Hello.
unmute? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, I'm Bisma. I'm originally from Karachi. I live here. I'm a therapist. And Pradeep, to be very honest, today wherever I am, I've been brought here. I think that everything has guided me to here. I don't think I've had any intent. But now I do want to stay and deepen my experience and understanding because I do feel this is a calling of sorts. And I'm just allowing the universe to take me.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ruhi, would you like to unmute?
Hello,
Hello.
I'm Rushni. Hello to everyone and to Pradeep. I'm looking, I guess, for inner peace and acceptance as well, and to accept it's all combined.
Okay. So when you say acceptance, what does that precisely mean?
I guess trying to be understood in ways.
Trying to be understood by your loved ones?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Yes.
जी रानी जी आप अनम्यूट करेंगी? कैसे अनम्यूट हैं आप? ठीक है, प्लीज से.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Yes, madam.
Good morning, Pradeep.
Good morning,
it's
Ji.
nice being with you. I was so excited waiting for you. And I have joined this for the first time, and I'm really enjoying it. Just for inner peace. I am a housewife, simply at home, but I also want that I should have peace around. I live with the people around me are actually, what should I say? One of my daughter is with me, and she takes therapies and all those things. I have to live with her. So just to live with her peacefully and calmly and try to handle her, that is my project. That's why I joined it. I hope
Okay.
you understand.
Yes, madam. Where are you from?
Karachi.
Karachi. So pretty much the whole group is from Karachi.
Yeah. Chela is
Okay.
from Karachi.
Yes.
That's why.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saima.
Saima? Yes. Yes, Saima. आप अगर वीडियो भी ऑन कर सकते हैं? Yes.
Saima, I'm from Islamabad. I'm a therapist, and I'm looking for courage and enlightenment.
Okay. What kind of therapy you do, madam?
I do relational therapy.
Okay. Relationships.
Yes.
Okay.
And
All right.
I do want my relationship with the universe, and I want a connection there. So I want
Okay.
enlightenment and wellness.
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. Yes. And we have Balraj, the Pakistani
Yes.
forum. He's from London. I don't know if it is
Yes.
late night for them. Yes, Balraj, you want? Yeah, you want
How
to
are you,
speak
sir?
short and sweet?
Well, I just want to say hello to you and welcome to Pakistan, because this is my place. It's 2 a.m. in the morning here, but I chose to be here because there was a time when Patriji used to be there. I used to be with him all the time in every session of his. And I'm so happy and honored to have you today to welcome you to this, because I personally feel that this is a place where my soul belongs. And every time
Okay.
there is a special person comes, I always feel honored to be a part of it. So thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. So your origins are from the Pakistani part of Punjab, is it?
Well, my forefathers, yes.
Okay, so that's why you feel connected. Good,
Yes.
sir. Good to see you here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so is there anybody else we missed out?
Yeah, here Salman, Hania, and Mehek. Would you like to
No, they are not on the
introduce?
video.
They're not on the video. Yes.
If they are shy, that's fine. I think
Yeah.
pretty much I
Okay.
got the
Yes. Okay.
zest of it.
Thank you.
So, friends, first of all, the interesting, the most wonderful and the interesting thing is you're all in the right place. You're looking for peace. You're looking for enlightenment. You're looking for the connection. This is the right place. So your soul has guided you to be in this path. When I say this path, what is this path? Nobody is holding your hands. You have to help yourself. And there is no middleman with your connection to God. With your own connection to God, there is no middleman. It's only you and your connection with the God. It's a direct connection. First of all, what is meditation? Meditation is a tool. See, every religion spoke about meditation. May not be they never used the word meditation, but every religion spoke about going within, being peaceful, to see the God in silence within you. So meditation simply means you are no more focused on the outward, you are focused on the inwards. I would like to use few terminologies, and you can take your pen, paper, and you can write down if it feels appealing to you. Because it is always, when you keep hearing, you hear and then you forget it. But when you write it down, that becomes your reference point at a later stage. When you read what you have written, then you can connect back. Okay. So first, awareness. I would like to use the word awareness. What is awareness? Where does awareness come from? Where does awareness originate from? Awareness is a quality of your soul. In Sanskrit, we call it as Atma. As soul, you can call it as soul or self. The very quality of awareness is from the soul. It's not from the mind. Awareness is from the soul. And most of the people have this, they are stuck in the body-mind level of awareness. But if you want to understand yourself, you have to go beyond the body, beyond the mind, beyond your intellect, and then that is where your soul is. So let us understand these few terminologies: body, mind, intellect, and then self. And then the final is God. Okay, so this body, mind, intellect, yourself, and God. We all have a body, but we are not the body. And the body is from the parents. We all have a mind, but we are not the mind. So the body comes from the parents. Where does the mind come from? The mind comes from our surroundings. If you are born in a Hindu family, you have a Hindu mind. If you're born in a Christian family, you have a Christian mind. If you're born in a Muslim family, you have a Muslim mind. If you are born in a capitalistic country, you have a capitalist mind. If you are born in a communist country, you have a communist mind. So the mind fundamentally comes from your surroundings. When the child is born, the child has no mind. But the child picks up the things from the surroundings, and that becomes part of the mind. So body, we understood. Mind, we understood. And next, we understand the term intellect. What is intellect? Intellect is the distilled information of all your experiences from this lifetime and all the past lifetimes, all put together. I repeat, intellect is the distilled information of all your experiences. For example, you would have got a financial issue for 10 years. For 10 years, you have gone through a major financial crisis. and you went through ups and downs and you went through a lot of challenges for 10 years. In that 10 years, what you learned, what is the essence you learned, that becomes your intellect. So the distilled information of all your experiences, of all your lifetimes, is your intellect. Whether you believe in your past lives or not, it doesn't matter. Intellect simply means it's the essence of your experience. Now comes the soul. The soul is nothing but yourself. We have a body, but we are not the body. We have a mind, but we are not the mind. We have an intellect, but we are not the intellect. So who are we? There is something beyond which is holding all those things. That is nothing but the self. Now, why people go through depression? Why people go through depression? People go through depression because they deep down know that they are more than capable what they are. So when there is a mismatch of their knowing of what they are and their ability to execute, there is a mismatch, then people go through depression. So in simple words, stupids and idiots don't go through depression. Only most intelligent people go through depression. So because they know that they have a great potential, but they cannot live their potential, they cannot express their potential, that's when the depression comes. And depression in a holistic way, it simply means that the person is not able to express his potential, as simple as that. So when a person is connected to the very longing that I want to connect to myself, the very longing that I want peace, the very longing that I want to understand what life is, who am I, where did I come from, what is my purpose of life, where I was before I was born, what is death, what happens after death. Fundamental questions. Who am I? Where did I come from? Where will I go after death? What is death? Is there a life after death? What is my purpose of life? And why there is so much of inequality on the planet Earth? Why some people are born rich? Why some people are born poor? Why some people are born healthy? Why some people are born with certain illness? Why there is so much disparity? So if you want to understand all these questions, then if you have that longing to understand, that means you are ready for enlightenment. Once that question starts, that I want to know about myself, that is the most important stage in the human life, in that soul journey. That is the most important. Enlightenment is not important. The very quest is the most important. Because once you have that quest, once you have that seeking, once you have that longing to know the truth, your enlightenment journey has begun. Your life is going to change once for all. So when I say your life is going to change once for all, what I really mean is you are going to let go of your suffering and you're heading towards peace, joy, love, friendship, oneness, compassion, surrender. So these are the qualities of the heart. So the life is going to shift from darkness to light. You would have heard this term, it's enlightenment is a journey, meditation is a tool from darkness to light. You might have heard it in many places. What is darkness? What is light? Darkness simply means you don't know anything about yourself. Light means you completely know yourself. Enlightenment means you are in light. You are no more in darkness. What is darkness? If you don't know anything about yourself, people know about their bodies, people know about their mind, people know about their intellect. But when you don't know anything about yourself, your purpose of life, where did you come from? Who are you? What are you? Why did you come here in the first place? Where are you journeying to? When you don't know anything about this, that means you are in total darkness about yourself. When there is darkness, suffering is inevitable. When you are in darkness, suffering is inevitable. But when you understand this, then you are no more in darkness, you are in light. When you are in light, you don't need to make any effort to be happy. Happiness is by default. And only a person with absolute clarity, I would like to use the word clarity. First, I use the word awareness. Awareness is the quality of the soul. The second, I would like to use the word is clarity. You please underline it and write it down. What is clarity? Clarity simply means what to do, what not to do. When you have this clarity, then naturally the peace comes within. The peace doesn't come just because you do meditation. The peace comes when you have clarity in life. And meditation is a tool to have clarity, and through the clarity, you have peace in your life. If I ask why you are doing meditation, the first and the foremost answer is I need clarity of life. In meditation, you get two things. Number one, energy. And number two, your awareness increases. In meditation, what you are doing, you close your eyes and you observe the breath. When you close the eyes, you observe the breath. And then you notice a lot of thoughts. You cut the thoughts, come back to breath. Cut the thoughts, come back to breath. So if you are doing 1 hour meditation, in that 1 hour, what is happening is in that 1 hour, you are completely becoming aware of your breath. Again and again, you are aware of the breath. You are aware of cut the thoughts, come back to breath. Cut the thoughts, come back to breath. So your awareness on your breath increases. So if you're doing 1 hour meditation, it is nothing but it is a 1 hour awareness exercise. So this awareness exercise of 1 hour helps you to be aware rest of the 23 hours. I told you in meditation, you get energy. How you get energy? The more you are with your breath, the more your mind becomes empty. When your mind becomes empty, you receive a lot of cosmic energy, prana, chi energy, whatever you can call it. You receive a lot of cosmic energy. So you get energy fundamentally. And number two, your awareness increases. With energy and awareness, it's a deadly combination. With this, you have clarity. What to do, what not to do. Where are you heading to? So this clarity is fundamentally what meditation gives you. Without energy, you don't have clarity. Without awareness, you don't have clarity. These two are very important, energy and awareness. So the more you do meditation, the more your clarity keeps expanding. It's like you are more focused and you can able to see. In the beginning days, you cannot see. Everything is haze. There's a little bit confusion. You might say that, yeah, I'm doing meditation for 1 year, but still, in my life, ups and downs are happening. So it takes consistent time and effort. So when I say time and effort, all I mean is sincerity and seriousness. Now you underline this word, sincerity and seriousness. Without sincerity and seriousness, there is no clarity, there is no peace, there is no self-realization, there is nothing. Anything and everything you want in the world, whether it is a materialistic world or a spiritual world, it doesn't matter. If you don't have sincerity and seriousness, you will not get what you want. You can write it in bold letters and underline. If I am not sincere, if I am not serious, I will never get what I want. This is the law. What is sincerity? Sincerity simply means you really, really wanted it from your heart, from your soul. You are desperate. You really wanted it from the core of your being. There is no wavering. You wanted it at any cost. That means you are very sincere. And what is serious? Serious means you are sincere and you make the practice every single day until you get what you want. That means you are serious. So seriousness means you make efforts every single day. You are consistent every single day. You are regular in meditation every single day until you get what you want. Every single day you are sincere. That means you are serious. Sincerity breeds seriousness. The more you are sincere, the more it breeds seriousness. So it is the sincerity which matters the most. And naturally, sincerity breeds seriousness. If you're not getting what you want in life, it simply means you are not sincere. Full stop. Anything and everything in life, you wanted it, but you are not getting it. That simply means you are not sincere. When you understand this fundamental point, then you really buckle up and say, okay, if I really need it, then I better be sincere. Okay. Now let us go to another aspect. People do meditation, but they have a lot of expectations. Expectations are the culprit in the process of enlightenment. If you expect, okay, where does expectation comes from? Expectations come from the mind. The very purpose of meditation, the very goal of meditation is to empty the mind. If somebody asks you, what is the goal of meditation? What is the purpose of meditation? You've been meditating. What is the goal? What is meditation? If you want to say in simple one line, meditation is no mind, empty mind. That is the goal of meditation. Meditation means empty mind. The goal of meditation is empty mind, because the more you empty the mind, the more you go beyond the mind. And it's beyond the mind is where the self is. So the mind is the stumbling block between your connection with your higher self or God. So once you empty the mind, it's not that people misunderstand that I'm connecting with God. No, your connection is already there. 24/7, your connection is there with God. But it is the mind which makes you believe that you are not connected to God. So the more you empty the mind, the more you have the clarity that you're already connected to God. But the only thing is you are not able to see that connection. You are not able to feel that connection because of the mind. So friends, once again, in the process of meditation, first you have to still your body. So which means there are 3 simple steps in meditation. I know you're all meditating, some are newcomers, but it is very important to understand the science behind it and go to the roots and the core of it. There are 3 simple steps in meditation. The first step is you have to still your body. When you still your body, your awareness goes beyond the body. Your awareness goes to the mind and intellect. I told you, you all have awareness. And when you still your body, if you don't still your body, your awareness is on the body. But when you sit in a very comfortable posture, in complete stillness, in total ease, then you still your body. When you still your body, your awareness shifts from body to the mind and intellect space. And when your awareness is in the mind and intellect space, you notice a lot of thoughts. Some people think, oh, when I'm meditating, I get thoughts. No, you are wrong. When you meditate, you don't get thoughts. When you meditate, for the first time, you realize you have thoughts. The thoughts are already there. So your awareness shifts to the mind and intellect level. When your awareness shifts to the mind and intellect level, then you notice, oh my God, I have so many thoughts. And you have to still your mind. So first you still your body, and next you have to still your mind. To still your mind, you take the help of the natural breath. No mantra, no tantra, no nonsense. Only natural breath. Because the only truth you know is, as long as you have breath, you are alive on the planet Earth. That is the only truth you know. So the breath is your truth. So you have to catch hold of your truth. From the first breath till the last breath, every breath is automatic. When you are born, you inhale the first breath. When you vacate the body, you exhale the last breath. So your life on the planet Earth is between the first breath and the last breath. So if you want to know about you want to know about yourself, you got to catch hold of your breath. That is the only way. So in the second process, to still the mind, is you have to make friendship with your breath. How do you make friendship with the breath? You spend time with your breath. You witness your breath. You observe your breath. You become one with your breath. You follow your natural breath. So the more and more you make friendship with your breath, the more and more you become one with your breath, the more and more you witness the breath, observe the breath, follow the breath, all are synonymous. So the more you are with your breath, the more the mind naturally becomes still. And when your mind becomes still, then by default, your awareness is on the self, on the soul. So that is what is called self-realization. And after the self-realization process, then comes the God realization process, which comes later. But before that, the self-realization is a must. So emptying the mind is very, very necessary for you to feel yourself, experience yourself, understand yourself, accept yourself, forgive yourself. Everything happens only when you empty the mind. Now, if you have any expectations before sitting in meditation, The expectations comes from the mind. If you have any expectations, there is no possibility you will empty the mind. Everybody wants to meditate, but only few people are successful because they don't know the secret of meditation. The secret of meditation is there are two points, there are two secrets. This is the secret which separates the people who are enlightened and who are not enlightened. The first one is you should not open the eyes, come what may. You should have the do or die attitude. You write down and underline, you should have a do or die attitude. So that means when you sit for meditation, for example, you want to meditate for 1 hour. Okay, you select a music track of your own choice. For 1 hour, you play the music and you close your eyes and sit. And before you start meditation, you tell yourself, I will not open the eyes for the next 1 hour, come what may, let the entire world collapse. I don't care. I will not open my eyes. Instead of opening the eyes, I better die. That should be the attitude, do or die. So if you don't open the eyes until the end of meditation of your own choice, you want to meditate for half an hour, you want to meditate for 1 hour, you want to meditate for 2 hours, you decide how much you want to meditate for. And that much time you say, I'm not going to open the eyes. Whether meditation happens or not, whether I'm getting thoughts or not, whatever might be, I might have body pains, I might go through many things, but I will never open my eyes. That is the commitment I'm giving myself. Better to die instead of opening the eyes in the middle of meditation. So if you have that attitude, if you have the do or die attitude, then meditation comes to you naturally. So this is the first secret. You should never open the eyes, because the very nature of the mind is the mind doesn't want to get empty, because it is like a suicide for the mind. The mind will never let you become empty. So the mind will create some kind of emergency. The mind will create some kind of trouble to make sure you open the eyes. And the moment you open the eyes, you fail the game before the game begins. So that is the first secret. And the second is no expectations whatsoever. No expectations. Before you sit in meditation, you should tell yourself that I have no expectations in this meditation. Whether I feel good, whether I feel energy, whether I feel peace, whether I feel agitated, it doesn't bother me. I'm least bothered. I have no expectations. I'm just going to close my eyes and I'm going to make friendship with my breath. That's all. No expectations. Absolutely no expectations. You have to drop the expectation of enlightenment also. Who cares about enlightenment? Let the enlightenment come to you. You have no expectations. So if you have this attitude of do or die and no expectations, then there is a possibility the mind becomes empty and you get into a meditative state. And then there is another misconception. People say, okay, I'm going to meditate. How can you meditate? Is it possible you can meditate? You can only sit for meditation. Meditation is something which happens on its own. You cannot meditate. You can sit for meditation. You can close your eyes and observe the breath. But meditation is something which happens on your own. The meditation is something which happens on its own. You cannot meditate. You can prepare for the meditation, but meditation is something which happens on its own in the right time. What is the right time? When you're absolutely sincere and serious, and when you have a do or die attitude, and when you have no expectations, then meditation is something which happens on its own. You get into a meditative state where absolutely there are no thoughts. You are a pure witness of your breath. That is a meditative state, which happens on its own. And you should not expect it. The moment you expect it, you are stuck in the mind. So this is the fundamental. This is the fundamental. This to understand, this is what meditation is the fundamental, is the foundation, is the roots of your journey towards self-realization. Before the self-realization process, there is another stage that is called self-love stage. And before the self-love stage, there is another stage called self-healing stage. And before the self-healing stage, there is another stage called self-acceptance stage. So it begins with self-acceptance. You have to accept yourself, come what may. Whatever it is, you have to accept yourself. People are good at accepting their positives, but people don't want to accept their negatives. It is very important you accept as you are. Whatever might be, you have to accept as you are. That is the very fundamental towards self-realization. Self-acceptance is the basis. What does self-acceptance mean? Self-acceptance simply means whatever I am in this given point of time, it is perfect. In whatever the situation, in whatever the place, in whatever the surroundings you are in, that is perfect, because that is needed for your evolution. There is no injustice whatsoever. There is no tragedy whatsoever. Whatever might be the challenges you go through in life, whatever might be the unpleasant things which is happening in your life, that is needed for you in this moment for your evolution. Whatever happens, happens for good. This is the golden law of the universe, of the creator. Whatever happens, happens for good. There is no injustice, there is no tragedy. खुदा का दुनिया में ना देर है ना अंधेर है. Everything is perfect in the creation of God. And you might understand, you might say that how come everything is perfect when there are so much bombings and there is so much killing? How come everything is perfect? That is also perfect. From the mind space, there is judgment. From the soul space, there is only understanding. If you want peace in your life, you need to bring in the understanding. Peace comes with understanding, and the understanding comes with clarity. Underline this point. Peace doesn't come with mind space. Peace doesn't come with judgments. All your judgments are from your mind space. The understanding is from the soul space. And if you want understanding, you have to empty the mind. If you see life from the soul space, then everything is perfect. Mind creates separation. The soul is forever in oneness. The soul is forever adventurous. Mind likes repetition. That is the nature of the mind. You write down the difference between mind and soul. It is very important to understand the mind before you empty the mind. Mind likes repetition. Mind always likes repetition. But the soul is for adventure. The soul always wants to experience new things. Change is inevitable. In every person's life, change is inevitable. But the mind resists the change. But the soul wants change. The soul is longing for change. The judgments comes from your mind. Because your judgments are basically from your filters. You understand certain thing, and based on your understanding, you judge whether the other person is right or wrong. So your judgments comes from your mind space. And your acceptance comes from the soul space. Judgment is from the mind space. Acceptance is from the soul space. Your suffering is from the mind space. Your suffering is from the mind space. Your happiness is from the soul space. Very simple. I heard many people say, I'm looking for peace. Where does the peace come from? The peace comes from your soul space. When there is an understanding about yourself, naturally peace comes in. Mind is always for complications. Mind likes complications, but the truth is simple and straightforward. The soul wants to live a simple life. The soul always likes simplicity, but mind likes complications. If you feel your life is complicated, that means you're stuck in the mind. If you feel your life is simple, that means you are in a soul space. You see, it depends on what this moment you are in. How is your life around you? How do you feel within you? That says whether you are stuck in the mind level or you are in the soul level. Jesus Christ said, unless you become a childlike, you cannot enter the kingdom of God. Ruled out. Unless you become a childlike, you cannot enter the kingdom of God. No possibility. What is to be a childlike? To be a childlike simply means a child doesn't have mind. The child is spontaneous. The child doesn't think what will happen tomorrow, what will happen after 10 days. The child lives moment to moment to moment. The child is always in the present moment. The child is always in the now. When the child is happy, the child is smiling. The child is hungry, the child is crying. The child is upset, the child is throwing tantrums. The child lives moment to moment. And one moment the child is crying, the next moment you give the child a chocolate, the child is in smile. So it lives moment to moment. So life happens in the present moment. You underline it again. If you want to live life, you have to be in the present moment. In the present moment, there is no mind. There is only your beingness is there. This is the meaning. Unless you become a childlike, you cannot enter the kingdom of God. A child has no judgments. The child is all acceptance. Whatever the mother is, whatever the father is, the child accepts. Whatever the shape and the size of the mother and father, the child is always in acceptance. It's only the adults, a lot of judgments goes through. So, my dear friends, if you want enlightenment, if you want peace, fundamentally, you have to understand that your mind is the culprit. And where does the mind come from? The mind comes from the surroundings. So you have to consciously let go of the mind so that you can experience yourself. And the technique to consciously let go of the mind is to be in the present moment, is to be in the now. And in the present moment, if you do nothing, the only thing which happens is your breath. Every moment breath is happening. So when you catch hold of the breath, then very naturally the mind becomes empty. And the more your mind becomes empty, the more you get more energy, more awareness, more clarity. Naturally, you know what is priority in your life. With clarity, you get to know what is priority. What is the priority of my life? Then you act according to the priorities. Then naturally there is peace, celebration, joy, and oneness. So this is all fundamental things about meditation. I can go on and on, but this is something very fundamental, the core of it, to understand the meditation journey. Now, let us speak about self-acceptance, self-healing, self-love, self-realization. Everything comes with self. Self-respect. Where does the respect come from? People think the respect comes from outside. The respect comes from within. That is why it is called self-respect. And forgiveness is very important. The forgiveness is also from the self. You see, this is very, very interesting. You want to know, who am I? What am I? What is this life? You want to know. So where does the question come from? The question comes from the self. And where does the answer come from? The answer also comes from the self. So the questions are from the self. The questions of the ultimate truth is from the self. The answers are also from the self. The answer doesn't come from outside. No guru can give you an answer. Only yourself can give you an answer. That's why it is called self-realization. So self-acceptance fundamentally means you accept yourself unconditionally with all your positives, with all your negatives, because the very idea of positive and negative is from the mind space. You are what you are. Accept it. Some people, they have these funny things of saying, oh, sorry, I've been rude to you. It's my ego. I'm a good person, but it's my ego. Who is that ego? Where does the ego belong to? It's part of you. So you have to accept yourself in totality. Acceptance is very, very important. You accept without judgments, you accept. In that acceptance, there is a possibility of transformation. If you don't accept, then the transformation is not possible. If you want to transform your life, then the acceptance is the key, the core. Without any judgments, unconditional acceptance. If you get into acceptance with judgments, then you feel guilt. And guilt is a poison to the soul. Again, you underline. At any point of time in your life, if you feel guilty for anything, then you are poisoning your own self. You might have made mistakes. So what? Feel proud about your mistakes so that through the mistakes you learn the lessons and you don't repeat the mistake. When you learn lessons from your mistakes, there is no place for the guilt. But if you don't learn lessons, you keep repeating the same mistakes, then naturally the guilt comes in. Even though you are repeating the mistakes, you don't need to feel guilty because the humanity learns through mistakes. That is a very natural evolution process. Humans evolve through mistakes. They do the mistakes and they learn from the mistakes and they become a better person. This is how the evolution is. So feel proud about your mistakes, but don't repeat your mistakes. Learn the lessons. And this learning the lessons comes from self-acceptance. Whatever you are, you accept yourself. And you know that you are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. The truth is nobody is perfect. If you are perfect, then you cannot live on the planet Earth. Because Earth is like a school. You come here to learn the lessons. If you're already perfect, you know already everything. There's nothing to learn. Then there is no need for you to be on the Earth. You would never come to the Earth in the first place. So, the very understanding that nobody is perfect and everybody is evolving, this very acceptance of yourself helps you to accept others around you. If you cannot accept yourself, then you cannot accept others. Sometimes people have issues with their parents. Oh, my mother is too bad with me. My father doesn't understand me. My siblings, my neighbors, my boss. You have so much complaints, but you fail to understand the very fact that the other person is doing their best. They are helpless. They are doing their best. So when you understand that you are imperfect, similarly, everybody is imperfect and everybody is doing their best. With this very understanding, then the acceptance of the others comes. Sometimes people say, oh, my father doesn't help me in a very crucial situation. Oh, my mother doesn't understand me emotionally. You have to understand the very fact they are not capable to understand you. You are expecting something which is unnatural. Your parents are themselves suffering. They themselves are not self-realized. They themselves are not in self-love. How can you expect that they share their love with you? They are the victims of their own past. So, this very understanding that your parents are not capable to understand you. They're not capable. It's not like they are capable to understand you and they don't want to understand you. It's not like that. They are not capable to understand you. In this given moment, they are not capable. Because they are going through their own issues. They are going through their own suffering. They are going through their own separation. So they are going through their own traumas in their life. They are the victims of their own past. So with this acceptance, with this understanding, then there is no expectations. When there is no expectations, then every relationship becomes beautiful. Any kind of relationship, underline this word, any kind of relationship, when there is no expectation, that relationship becomes beautiful. Whether it is a father, mother, friend, boss, colleague, neighbor, any relationship, if there is no expectations, then every relationship becomes beautiful. And the peak of all the relationship is friendship. If you can make your parents your good friends, if you can make everybody around you your good friends, then that is the best relationship. Knowing that what you're expecting is not available with them. With that simple understanding, you can drop the expectations. So self-acceptance is the key. The more you accept yourself, the more you'll be able to accept others. With the acceptance of yourself and with the acceptance of others, the expectations drops. then the possibility of friendship happens. So the more you accept yourself, what happens? It graduates into self-healing process. With the self-acceptance, the graduation into self-healing process happens. And don't misunderstand, for self-acceptance, meditation is necessary. The more you do meditation, the more you're able to accept yourself. The more you do meditation, sincerely, seriously, the more the self-healing process happens naturally. The healing is from the self. You don't need to do anything. The healing happens naturally. With more and more awareness, with more and more clarity, with more and more understanding, the healing happens naturally. The holistic healing happens naturally from the body level, mind level, emotional level, psychological level, and spiritual level. The healing happens naturally. With more and more self-healing process, you graduate into self-love, which means you become a love being. The love radiates from yourself. Simply like a flower radiates the fragrance. That is the very nature of the flower. Similarly, the love radiates very naturally like a fragrance from a flower without you doing anything. So when you are radiating your fragrance of friendship, that means you are in self-love. And that self-love leads, or that self-love is a byproduct of self-realization. And after you radiate self-love, you become a self-realized person, then what happens? Then you want to share your love to others. How do you share your love to others? There is a very compelling force, for every self-realized person, for every enlightened person, there is a compelling force from the being that I want to share this with others. I want to share it with my brothers and sisters. Because the whole humanity is suffering, I want to share this. So how do you share it? Through service. Without any expectations, unconditional service. The more and more you do service in the self-love space, not in the pain space, the more and more you do the service in the self-love space, the God realization happens, because you see yourself in every single person, in every single being of the God's creation. Then the God realization happens, because there is no separation between you and others. You are in oneness. That is God realization. It begins with the self. So self becomes the most important agenda for every person on the planet Earth. Now, let me tell you another interesting aspect of self. Every person is selfish. Every soul is selfish. And people associate the word selfish with some kind of negativity. Selfish is not negative. It is the very nature of the soul. Every soul is selfish. Every mother is selfish. The mother wants a child. The mother doesn't want the child for the sake of the child. The mother wants the child so that she can experience the motherhood. So the mother is selfish. The father wants to experience the fatherhood. So the father wants a child. So the father is selfish. For his own selfish reasons, he wants a child. And the new soul which is coming, the new soul, the new child is also selfish. The new soul wants to experience life on the planet Earth. The new soul chooses the parents, which parents to be born. So the incoming soul is also selfish. Every soul by birth is selfish. And every person is by default. That is the nature of the soul. The soul is selfish. Every woman wants to get married to the man, not for the sake of the man. Every woman wants to get married for the sake of her own self. And every man wants to be with a woman for himself, not for the woman. So fundamentally, the very nature of the soul is selfish. And only when you understand the fundamental fact that you are a selfish person, which is a beautiful thing. And when you become totally selfish, that means you are self-centered. Your focus is only on the self. That is a simple meaning of selfish. When your focus is only on the self, then the self-acceptance happens, self-forgiveness happens, then the self-healing happens, the self-love happens, all the kinds of self happens, self-realization happens only when you basically, fundamentally, you understand the fact that you are a selfish person. And selfishness is not wrong. It's a beautiful thing. And only when you become totally selfish, then there is a possibility you graduate to selflessness. That is God realization. But before the God realization, you have to have self-realization, my dear friends. I don't know if I'm going in a jet speed or if it's too much for you, but this is the need of the hour. If you are here for peace, if you are here for love, if you are here for enlightenment, if you are here for self-realization or connecting to God, God realization, you have to fundamentally accept yourself. You have to understand the nature of the mind, and you have to understand the science behind the meditation, and you have to have a do or die attitude, and you have to have absolute sincerity and seriousness. Then everything comes on its own way. You just need to close your eyes and observe the breath sincerely and seriously every single day. The rest of the things are automatic. You don't need to do anything. Everything is automatic. But first and the foremost is you have to sit for meditation. And the more and more you sit for meditation, the more you will have energy, awareness. With that energy and awareness, the more you become capable of understanding. So, through reading books, you understand many, many things about yourself. This is called Swadhyaya. Swa means self. Swadhyaya means self-study. When you read the journey of other masters, you understand yourself more. You see, the more you read the books, the more you understand yourself. It is called Swadhyaya. So first is meditation. The second is Swadhyaya. Again, meditation is for yourself. Swadhyaya, self-study is again for yourself. Then the third is Sajjana Sangatya. These are all Sanskrit words. Sat-jana. Sat-janas means truth seekers. Sajjana Sangatya means you want the friendship of the truth seekers. So when you make the friendship of the truth seekers, then you have more discipline in your life. Tell about your friend, I'll tell you who you are. This is the famous English statement. Tell about your friend, I'll tell you who you are. Your friends determine your path of life. So if you are seeking the friendship of all the truth seekers, then nobody can stop you in your journey. You become unstoppable in your enlightenment journey. So Sajjana Sangatya means to be in the company of truth seekers, and also to have spiritual debate. You need to question fundamentally everything. Spiritual debate is a necessary. If without spiritual debate, the consciousness doesn't expand. The mind doesn't get broken. Some people are very hard nuts, very difficult to break their mind. It's Sajjana Sangatya which breaks the nut, the hard nut. If you don't question, then there is no possibility of you exploring the truth. There is fundamentally one difference between religion and spirituality. Many people, they confuse between spirituality and religion. You know, some people go to temples and mosques and namaz and churches. They think they are spiritual. Absolutely no. Religion is based on belief. You believe there is God, and that is the foundation of the religion. But you haven't seen God. You haven't experienced God. Religion fundamentally is on the belief. Your parents make you believe it, and your parents got the belief from their parents, and their parents got the belief from their parents. So it's passed on from generations and generations. Nobody has experienced the truth. Nobody has experienced God, but they believe in it. So this is religion. Spirituality means you are not in any belief. You don't believe anything. You don't deny anything, but you don't accept anything blindly. You don't believe in anything. Spirituality means you are in experiment mode. You underline this word. The more and more you experiment in your life, the more you are a spiritual person. If you are not experimenting, then you are not a spiritual person. anything and everything you hear, anything and everything you read, you have to experiment. And unless you experiment, you will not know what is the experience. With more and more experiment, you will have more and more experience. With more and more experience, there is more and more enlightenment. Fundamentally, your attitude should be, I don't believe in anything unless I experiment it myself. That should be your attitude. When you have this attitude, then you are a spiritual person. Never go into any kind of belief. Always be in the experiment mode. And Sajjana Sangatya, the spiritual debate, is part of this. You question, fundamentally, you question everything. You don't blindly accept. Just because some guru is coming and telling you something, you don't blindly accept. If somebody says, close your eyes, observe the breath, the mind becomes empty, don't accept, experiment it. You see for yourself if it is true. And then with your experiences gives you your experiment gives your own experiences. That experiences should be your fundamental logic for the spiritual debate. You should not do the spiritual debate based on what you read. You should do the spiritual debates based on your experiences. Then your experiences gets fine-tuned. When you listen to others' experiences, you have a certain experience and you listen to others' experiences, then your understanding is fine-tuned. This is Sajjana Sangatya. So when you have meditation, dhyana, and you have swadhyaya, and you have Sajjana Sangatya, then you become unstoppable. You are bound to become enlightened. This is the truth, my dear friends. I have a physical retreat going on. I'm in Pyramid Valley, and I have to go to my retreat.
Yes,
Thank you
I
very much.
understand. Thank
Thank
you.
you very
Thank
much
you
for
very
this
much.
opportunity. Tomorrow also I will join, and tomorrow we can have more question and answer session. I want it to be more an interactive session. So you please write down all your questions. Whatever the questions you have, you please write down. And let the questions be precise, simple, short, sweet, straight to the point. When you ask a question, it should be like a bullet. So you be very precise in your question. And tomorrow we will do Sajjana Sangatya. We will have the spiritual debate. Okay. And thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank you very
coming.
much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very
See you
much.
tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.